the pleasure of interviewing
Shino
Smoke. You was supposed to let me do. I've been rehearsing this whole time. It was my moment, and you just, it's okay. It's okay. Shino Smoke. I'm just gonna start it off with, how did you come up with that name?
It's a lot nerdier than I think most people's origin stories. I always like anime and manga, and like I always like the shinobi is a constant presence within anime. It's just like kind of like the hidden ninja, you know what I mean? I used to smoke a lot, so I was gonna be shinobi in the smoke, or Shino Smoke.
I made the correlation with the smoke part. I was like, I think that means that.
Yeah. And it was funny because like right after I had come up with the name Shino, I didn't really start officially calling myself that. And I went to Hawaii one time, and I told somebody my name was Shane, and they were like, Shane? No, you're more like a Shino. Without even saying anything, you know what I mean? I was like, okay, that's enough of an omen, for me to go with the name.
I like that.
Yeah.
Shino Smoke.
And that's a nice ring to it.
It really does. You gonna remember it.
Yes.
So are you from here?
I'm from Sacramento. Yes.
But you've traveled a lot. You haven't. Where all have you been?
So I was born and raised here in Sacramento, and then 2015 I officially moved to Oakland, and I stayed there until 2019, and then from there I moved to New York.
How was New York?
New York is crazy. New York is it's a lot. It was a crazy experience because I just went there for a tour. I visited twice. One time to just to check it out and kind of put some feelers out for the tour. And the second time we did a tour and we hit all the different boroughs. And
this was your own tour?
Yes.
Wow.
It was like a rap and virtual reality tour.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So we did that, and I remember both times I visited New York, I was so close to canceling my return flight. I'm just I'm not coming back because riding the subway, being able to get a full plate of food at 3 in the morning, it's just so live down there. You know what I mean? Everything's at your fingertips, but it also kicked my ass. A lot of tough lessons out
there. Like what?
It's funny because it's crowded. It's a city of 8 to 9 million people, right? 1 million people come in and out of New York City every single day.
Wow.
But with all those people, with all the apartments close together, that's the loneliest I've ever felt in my entire life.
Wow.
And I like being a loner, right? Yes. And so I've always wanted to be kind of cut off into myself. But then it's a weird thing when you're surrounded by so many people who pay you no mind. That's when real loneliness sets in. It was that I don't have any family in New York. I totally moved out there on a whim by myself. So when I was going through some things, and I'd call my mom, and she'd just be like, I can only give you verbal support, son. I can send you somebody if you need somebody, but other than that, I can't even give you a hug right now, you're all the way across the country. So it was a real quick growing up that I had to do.
I feel
it was necessary.
I moved to Texas 2 years ago, and it was one of the craziest things I think I've ever done.
Yeah.
And just leaving your family, leaving everything you know. I literally left my car, my apartment. I left. Yeah. And just being out there and trying to make a name for yourself and just starting over. But when you are so close to your family, it could be very just scary. But it takes a lot of courage for you to do that, because a lot of people don't even they never leave home. So good for you for doing that.
Thank you.
So what are you working on right now? How have you been doing music throughout the pandemic? Did you take a break to just chill? Because I know some artists, I feel that was their moment to reset, and they were I ain't doing nothing.
Right.
It's COVID, I'm gaining this weight, I'm eating food, and I ain't doing nothing. Right. And there were some of us that was man, this is my opportunity. I'm gonna get it. So where were you at?
So, I guess I'll start with where I physically was. I was still in New York. I was still in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn!
Yes.
Sorry.
I was in Bed-Stuy. And at that point in my life, I had still been rapping, but mind you, you know, I never had a lot of money. So even when I was in Brooklyn, it was like paycheck to paycheck, like paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Like
to the cent.
To the cent.
I got you.
So I was working at a restaurant, and then through the restaurant I got like a DJ gig. So I was like DJing like this rooftop bar in New York. Yeah. Everything was taking off. It was going well. Yeah. And then when the pandemic hits, right? So I'm like, all right, you know, I get laid off. No, I can't DJ no more. And then I was like, okay, this is a time for me to really get my bedroom studio created in my room, because I'm just gonna be at the house, you know, for
it felt like eternity.
Eternity, right?
We didn't know when it was gonna be over.
Right. So I built a studio, and I was still going through a lot of writer's block because I was kind of like wanting to change my music, because, you know, my music is definitely more like California, like really mellow, vibey, than being in New York. I'm like, oh man, I want to like speed it up, I want to get to it. And so I was trying to get in that mode. And I was making a lot of different music, and I got in touch with like a few people who, you know, claimed to be a part of the industry, and they wanted to help me out and do all this stuff like that. And it actually hindered me to where I stopped. I put a halt on making music. It was one of those things where, you know, they were telling me like, oh, you need to sound like this to be in the commercials, or you need to do this to appeal to a certain crowd, and blah, 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 blah. And none of that's really who I am. I don't care about the commercial success. My music was like my therapy. And I really got away from that. Like I lost that for a minute. So making music just wasn't hidden for me anymore. But then I turned to DJing, and that's what I'm doing now. Okay. So I've always had an interest in DJing. I just never really had the opportunity to do it in an official setting, you know, in front of the masses. I'm not even doing masses now. I'm just doing like bars and stuff. But yeah, that's been my love as of most recent. And I'm trying to put my love from last year, which is curating, art curation.
What's that?
So like, you put me in a room like this, and then I'd be like, all right, I have 6 painters, and I'm gonna put all their artwork in designated places. So I'll completely set the space and curate the whole space.
Curate. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else you got? Music, you got DJing, you got curating.
And then virtual reality. So,
break that down.
Yeah. I have 2 virtual reality films.
Okay.
One of which is publicly released. It's on The Atlantic, and it is basically about. And for those who aren't familiar, virtual reality filming is like if you were to take a camera that can film in 360 degrees, you can film any, you know, setting or event in 360 degrees. And what we're doing is basically like, if you're the type of person to be like, oh, I want to come to your shows, but I never have time and I can't go. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to set this camera here, and you're going to be able to watch this whole thing in VR with like Oculus headset.
Ooh,
so
Oculus.
Yeah.
That's a new term today.
We filmed, the first film was about 15th Street, which was this very famous street in downtown Oakland, and basically anything would go down there. Like it was kind of like this block, you know, where it's just all galleries and businesses and, you know, wellness shops and stuff like that, but you could throw whatever party you wanted to. And so that was going up until summer of 2016. 2 people were shot and killed at the biggest party we'd thrown there. And it was like a lot of outside forces that came and didn't know the community, and they got into some funk, whatever. People stopped coming after the shooting. So I wanted to film a documentary to kind of encapsulate the experience, but also let people know it's like this is still and forever will be creative energy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The second VR film I did, and when I say I'm doing these films, I'm kind of like the narration of it. I'm not actually, you know, doing the directing, the photography, and all that stuff. I have a different crew that does that.
Okay.
But kind of like narrating and putting together a story. The second film was more about my bedroom in Oakland. So I had a room with a red light in it,
special.
Yeah.
That's what my TLC is.
I call it the Red Room, and basically it was like a recording studio. So it was about the size of this, probably a little bit smaller. But basically anybody could come in and you can record music, you can take pictures, you take videos, you could paint, you know what I mean? It was a complete creative space just out of my bedroom. And basically we filmed it in 360 and VR, so everybody could get a sense of what it felt like to create in the Red Room. And that was what I ended up going on tour for, because I learned everybody wants to know what it's like to be a black kid. Point blank. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I remember we got invited to show the film at Facebook HQ. And, you know, there's these people, they had these films about, like, you know, deep dives into the ocean. One dude was filming himself climbing on a mountain. And they're doing all this extreme stuff, and then there's just me in my bedroom. And that was the one that stood out the most. Everybody had, you know, my channel going because they were like, wow, like, everyone wants to know what it's like to just wake up black. You know, you know what I mean? Or just like have all these things at your fingertips, you know what I mean? The culture, the arts, or whatever. And I feel like I gave like a pretty good look into what that life was like.
So I'm still trying to piece it together. Do they in order to see, do they just watch the video after you guys record? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so basically we record it like any other film, you know what I mean? But imagine if, you know the GoPro cameras?
Yes.
So imagine if there was like a Rubik's Cube of that, right? With the GoPro on every single side, capturing every angle in the room.
Yeah.
Imagine that, right? And you put the headset on and you watch this video that we cut together.
Oh, you gotta put the headset on.
So
they gotta buy the headset.
Well, so at first we were having everybody put the headset on.
I'm trying to help you out here now.
But
listen to me. No.
we did this event where we mixed. It was called a mixed reality event. So
can you look at? Sorry.
Go ahead.
Because they do silent disco.
Yeah.
So I'm just like.
And it was kind of like that, where you walk in and what we had was like a bar. You walk in, you pick up a headset, and everybody's just like, you know, in this VR world.
That's sick.
But then we took a step further. So with the VR, we were like, all right, so now our whole experience is trying to make you feel like you're in the Red Room, right? So we started to partner with different restaurants where we partnered with the restaurant, we'd curate a menu that had red items in the food. Then we put red lights in the venue. Then we'd make the venue smell like how my room did. So like incense and different candles that I used to burn in my room, we burned in the restaurant itself. And then it was a 3-course meal. After that, you have like an open VR bar where people can put on the VR headsets and you can do different games with it. You can paint, you can watch cutscenes from it. And then there is a viewing where one person puts on the headset and whatever they see in the headset is being projected on the wall.
What?
Yeah. So they're looking around in the headset because you can look 360 degrees and then whatever they see is being projected.
How can we find out more about this? Like, how can we?
Let me throw an event, and because the second one is private, we never released it.
You said another better word.
Yeah. Right.
That's awesome. I love that. I love that you have so many different avenues and paths of which you can express yourself, because I feel like as an artist, it's definitely important to be able to do that, because you get burnt out. You know,
Sure.
Believe it or not, I get tired of singing. I get tired of dancing. You know, I'm sure you got tired of rapping, and then, you know, you could find other avenues. Like, I just started doing hosting. I never thought that I'd be doing hosting. I'm sure you never thought that you would be DJing, and it's really nice that you have been allowing yourself to the process to just do all that's in you, you know? So good for you.
Thank you.
But I know that we said that you actually haven't been rapping that much. And are you planning to bring something out soon, or just focus more on the DJing and the curating right now?
Well, recently...
The goggles and... There's a lot going on.
Well, I actually just released a song at the beginning of this month called Everlasting with my homegirl Shino G from Oakland.
Yeah.
And that's a song we made prior to the pandemic, prior to when I moved, so we were still in Oakland, made the song in the Red Room.
Okay.
And just been sitting on it, tinkering on it over the years, and released it because we thought it was ready. And it's kind of funny how you can make something years ago, but it still resonates today, and that's kind of how it sounded. But yeah, I dropped that, and I was gonna let that be like, okay, so I'm dropping a song. Julian just hit me up about coming here.
Yay!
You know what I mean?
Hey.
And so shout out to Julian for sure.
Period.
And I was like, okay, this is gonna be my soft re-entry into rapping again.
Okay.
I've been trying to take him out of retirement for a while.
Man, you and like a lot of friends too. But I'm to be totally frank, I'm still trying to find my love in hip hop again.
Okay.
I think being exposed to how much the industry wants to hurt you as a hip hop artist was really not like scary, like I'm scared of those folks, but it's like logically, why would I do that?
That's real.
You know, I'm 26, we'll be 27 this year. I don't want to be the guy rapping in the building, in the same building for, 10, 15 years. I want to be bigger. I want to go do things. I'm obviously very ADHD with my arts, so I like to do a bunch of different things.
And I feel like you can do that, not to cut you off,
Yeah.
but you can do that because I feel like nowadays it feels nice to know, and I think the pandemic we could thank for that, is that people have found their own voice,
Right.
their own way of doing things. There isn't one way of doing things anymore. It used to be so cookie cut to where, hey, this is the only way you can go and get it.
Mhm.
But now there's so many avenues,
Right.
especially when you really tune into what resonates with you
Mhm.
and what your soul says, you can't go wrong.
Exactly.
And I would say, don't let the industry scare you. Look at it. Don't let it. Don't let it, because like I said, you can make your own way. And I feel like that's what I want to do. There's other people like me that want to do the same thing. There's other people like you too. And at the end of the day, the world needs you.
For sure. Thank you.
So just don't give up.
Appreciate that. And I've been really running a similar thought like that through my head for the past year or so while I've been taking my hiatus from rap. It's one of those things where I'm noticing how I'm received as a rapper, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the difference in the experience I have when I walk in a building and saying, hey, I'm here to rap, versus when I come in a building and I'm like, hey, I'm here to curate, hey, I'm here to DJ, hey, I'm here to do virtual reality. The latter three will get you a check. The first one, they're like, let's stick that guy over there with all the other 100 rappers, you know what I mean? No matter how good I am, no matter what the quality is. So that is one thing, because for me, rapping is a passion, it's a love of mine. All the arts are passions and loves of mine, but they are ultimately tools for me to get into the door to do different things that I want to do. Because my biggest thing, whether it be any art form, whatever, is I want to create an experience.
Yes.
I don't want to be the guy just like rapping at you for an hour on stage and then you go home and you're like, oh, okay.
I want you to feel
Hella
something.
bars. Yeah, I want you to feel something. I want you to be like, wow, he thought about every square inch of the space. You know what I mean?
I'm excited to see what you about to do today. I feel like you about to let it loose. I feel like you ain't did this in a minute.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if something's still calling at you every day, you can't give up on it.
True facts.
So we're gonna take a quick break. This is great. I'm so excited. This is Shino Smoke, y'all. Yes.
So the first song I have is it's called Everlasting. It's the song I just dropped at the beginning of the month that I was talking about. I created it in 2019 before I moved to New York, before any of the pandemic stuff happened. So it's kind of funny listening to it in hindsight now. But I don't have the feature on it, obviously, because Shino G's on it, but I have another verse I'm going to put on it. I always do my hardest songs first, so if I screw up, laugh at me, make fun of me, make jokes at me. And also I've been having my allergies fucking up, so I'm giving all my excuses. But yeah, let's get it. That's my first track. Excuse me. The next song I have, what's the instrumental on that? I forgot. I have Get It Right. Get It Right is the first song I released on streaming platforms, so that's when you could, officially stop calling me a SoundCloud rapper. This song is just, most of my songs are just kind of like hodgepodge of just like all the different experiences I have in my life. I think this came out in 2018, and I was in a pretty solid state. It's very consistent. Most of my music is very like just verse, no hooks, but at this time I was having like a very very controlled, standard way of life, so I was able to put a hook into it and all that good stuff. I brought the backing vocals because I can't sing at you right now. Like I said, my throat's a little messed up, so don't make fun of me. But yeah, let's do it. Synonyms for who I've been spinning with, or who I really feel it with, cause I ain't really feeling shit. I should cut ties with all the people that I'm dealing with. You got fraud value like 100 when it's counterfeit. You got big bones because they really want you out the shit. I'm climbing up, but for what? My problems feeling mountainous. My youth is looking fountainous. They try to cut my line cause somebody's on their power trip. I need a way out of this.
My flesh and blood treated right. I feel my heart full of light. They want my soul for a price, but they can never get it right. My flesh and blood treated right. Feel my heart full of light. They want my soul for a price, but they could never get it right.
And now we love slow. It's so romantic, I speak slow, river flow, current full of passion. My people build the land and we try to get it back now. They
never handed these, but they still known to hand the bag out. They try to lace the pack now. The goal's to keep it honest, find the roots and trace it back down. Never learn to back down. Valley high, up the block, Shasta fam sat down. Waitress tryna party till them niggas pull the straps out. My flesh and blood treated right, I feel my heart full of light. They want my soul for a price, but they can never get it right. My flesh and blood treated right, feel my heart full of light. They want my soul for a price, but they could never get it right. I said they could never get it right. They can never get it right. I said they can never get it right. They can never get it right. They can never get it right. Yeah. Now let's get it right. Excuse me. Oh man. That's like my most commercially viable song, I think, because the rest of them are more underground, more gritty. I got tired of people telling me, "Oh, your songs are mixed bad," and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, "All right, this is commercial shit," you know what I mean? So yeah, so I did that. This third one, what's the third one?
Falling Down.
Falling Down. So this one is an unreleased song, and I wrote this. I think I also wrote this in 2019, and again, it's a big mix-up of a lot of my experiences. This one I really tied into my family because I was growing closer to my family emotionally at the time, while also physically moving farther away because I was just about to move to New York when I wrote this. So yeah, there's a lot of that in it. Let's do it. It's never certain. I'm pulling with this. Life is never perfect on the surface. I'm healing with this pain in my verses. I immerse it. I feel my growth, study all the curses like inertia. Always pushing, working on our purpose, and I'm searching. This feeling never stopping, so it's on my mind. Why change locations? Anything to shift my frame of mind. I'm sipping wine. Probably about myself is how I spend the time. I'm hoping. The more I watch the news, the more I'm hopeless. I'm open. I'm trying to learn the math. I'm still a token. How I know this. The God's dropping news. What they coaching. How the days skating down. Shasta block staying toasted. Always in the days. Every day on some slow shit. Life was real slow. I'm still staying in motion. The Virgo sign is staying grounded while floating. More emotions. So is your heart open or broken? You gotta look within. But when I look within, you are built to win. Like a goose down in the heavy winds and don't pretend. I put my life in my fucking pen. Hold your head. He's doing life in the fucking pen. A staple man. There's few examples when I look at them, so this the plan. We gon' switch it up and fall. I'm changing up my family karma. I don't need no more drama. Don't wanna talk the rest of my cash with my mama. Then I wanna talk retirement plans with my dad. It's the dreams I can see all away that I can grasp. I'm not wishing on who I can be. It's who I am. I'm an open-hearted young black king and living fast. It's not the power that I need. It's the power that I have. What? It's not the power that I need, it's the power that I have. Yeah, that was something, especially the last few lines of that, is something that really resonates with me. Because especially in rap, everybody's like, oh, I need this, I gotta get this, I gotta acquire these resources, these fans, this money, this stage. And I'm like, man, I have all of that already. It's not the things I need to acquire. I have all of that locked inside of me. So it's not the power that I need, it's the power that I have.
Yes.
Yeah, and same with everybody in this room, you know what I mean? Whatever you have, whatever you think that you're aspiring towards, like, you already have it. It's now, how do you refine it and put it out for people, you know what I mean? This next song, it's a little love joint. The easiest way to write for me is when I'm writing about love,
Man.
or the lack of,
whatever way it feels. So this is a cut from the mixtape. This is unreleased also. It's called Anything With You. I still think about releasing the tape that this is on, but we'll see. See what the feedback's like. Still. Anything with you in mind. Anything with you in mind. So this next song is very special. It's probably one of my favorite verses that I've written, and it's the person who produced it is also another friend of ours that went to high school with, Perry, or Jay Perry, he goes by. He's the one that actually got me into making music because he's seen how much of a freak I was about studying music and studying beats, and he was like, bro, you don't take the time out to learn how to make beats, so why don't you just rap? It's like, you be talking too much anyways, and I was like, alright. You right. My fault. This song, the next two songs are very political. That's kind of like another easy thing to go from. It's just like I said, music is therapeutic for me. It's my way to release. So a lot of these songs just have that element to them. So yeah. It's called No Changes. Nervous itch, anxiety been shaking me down. My mind is open for the answers while I'm pacing around, chasing it down. I'm stressing, no guessing that I'm lacing the dude. I'm swatching the two, I chill and flip, avoid the news. I'm a black man paying my dues, while the white man is faking the blues. I've been confused, been missing the screw, been listening since younger than you. I did my homework, being music a stew, without a lesson, been composing the few. I'm decomposing the blue, I'm Bruce sipping, stay composing the few. A lot of suckers stay composing for juice. I get sicker than the vaccines do. They watch a skinny boy like I'm a flat screen too. I keep my eye over shoulders cause these kids gon' shoot. And if I lie one time, they won't miss me too. Close my eyes and send my grace to the roof. I've been praying for my help since youth. I've been smooth, been living the coop. Constant search with an urge to discover the truth. The path is ugly, but it's beautiful too. It's like duality, I'm learning in twos. What's the matter? Why you poison my foods? I need a clean water flow just to drink like you. And from the start, I've been stunned by these whack ass rules. Black skin still stunning on fools. Still skin, still rocking, still popping like a buttery bag. Donald Trump need an Adolf stash. I'll take a tab and just lay in the grass, man. I'm hoping that my good days last. Still hoping that my bad days pass. Smoking and just lay in the grass and say shit ain't really changed since then. I'm still the same man and still getting to the bag. Yo, I say shit ain't really changed since then. I'm still the same man, still what?
Hey.
What? Grabbing a hold of a mic since a young age. The
flood like the fall in the spring. I've been caged, stopped home, got me chillin' tonight. Ruby lights tint the sky while I'm easing my mind. I've been grounded, never straying far from the skies. This ain't my first time, you see the age in my eyes. Second time, hopes of getting it right. I'm known to pencil advice. She got a tongue swing, pendulum ice. Situations get the feel on my mind. Like a smooth touch, long nails scratching my spine. You would need a little haystack and gem in the mind. Food for thought, he's a fork to the mind. Swear to God, most niggas is blind. Twisted words got me stuck in a bind. Like the old days passing me by. Life is okay, made a lane staying in mind. Gather jewels while I'm living my life. It's 120 on the dash and I'm racing for life. Who knows if it shows if I'm doing it right? I self-reflect while I smoke with a dime. 9/11/95 and now she reading my signs. I think it's my time. I say shit ain't really changed since then. I'm still the same man, still getting to the bag. What? I say shit ain't really changed since then. I'm still the same man, I'm still getting to the bag. One more time, like shit ain't really changed since then. I'm still the same man, still getting to the bag. Say it with me, like shit ain't really changed since then. I'm still the same man, still getting to the bag. One more time, like shit ain't really changed since then. I'm still the same man, still getting to the bag. One more time, like shit ain't really changed since then. I'm still the same man, still getting to the bag. What? Yeah. Yeah, man. What y'all think so far?
Yeah, alright.
I got one more for y'all. This is called Vices. This has been a song I really feel I resonates with a lot of people. I made this damn near back in like 2016, so I've had to update some of the lingo because a lot of the things that we were doing back then we're not doing now. But this was based off of like my first few experiences when I moved to the Bay, and it was just like all without dope experience. You know, I had my first awareness of spirituality. You know, a lot when I moved to Oakland, and I remember there's a particular time I was walking through the Tenderloin in the city, and if y'all know about the Tenderloin, you know you'll see anything and everything. I know you know. So the verse is it sounds kind of funny, it sounds kind of weird, but like this is all true, and it's also about like as I'm moving in this very spiritually conscious space, you realize that some people they're not like practicing the way that they preach they are. You know what I mean? Like it's like a false spirituality type of thing. So it's kind of balancing the reality with the spirituality, right? This is called Vices. So imagine walking through the Tenderloin, young Shino, small dreads, still bright red into the world. Turn it up a little bit. I caught the smoke of a crack rock by the trap spot, broke like the white block, and drunk by the night spot. The room spinning with the room full of fools. Who's winning if the Bible's all wrong? Then who's sinning? Yo, we all too high, so who's lifted? Lost in this life, but who's gifted? We all keeping tabs, so who's tripping? And everybody knows, so who's sniffing? If we all doing dirt, then who's sifted? And if we all the same, then who's different? Well, shit. When I'm just talking about the system, I'm talking too much, I had to listen. I'm probably hanging out, cause they lynching it. Parents paying out for their pensions, stop it. Mad one day, then we dropped it. Protest the next day and switch topics. I had the same face, but it's nonsense. I need a safe place for my thoughts. I'm sweeping up the shit, got me tweeting up. I think about the shit and then delete it on the spot. We really need a flow, we really need to know, but you only on the road, cause those people are so. In the night when I'm feeling it right, living my life, I hold the night to these vices. We live in crisis, but you stuck on devices. In the night when I'm feeling it right, living my life, I hold the night to these vices. We living in crisis, but you stuck on devices. Yo, the realest thing that I learned so far Shino Smoke.